Hi, and welcome to the Bottom Line. I'm Pastor Paul Steele. I'm the pastor at Bethlehem Church in Austin, Minnesota. The Bottom Line is our weekly summary of the previous Sunday's sermon. And if you've been following along with us, either through our live stream, our sermon videos, or these Bottom Line videos, you know we've been going through a sermon series entitled Living by Faith as we look at the book of James. James is a letter written by James found in the New Testament. And James is the leader of the church in Jerusalem. He's writing to these Jewish Christians scattered throughout the Roman Empire, and he's encouraging them to live as disciples of Jesus. And the key point that James is making is that a disciple of Jesus lives each day by faith. A disciple of Jesus lives each day by faith. And what that means is that faith is to influence all the different parts of our life, all the different areas of our life. Faith plays a part. And one of the key areas of our life is communication. We all communicate each and every day. That means that faith is to guide what comes out of our mouth, what we send in an email, what we post on social media, what we send in a text. Faith is to help guide us in this. So how does that do it? How does faith guide our communication? Well, first, in James chapter 3, James is saying that we need to control our tongues. We need to control what comes out of our mouth. We need to control that. And it's difficult to do. James says, hey, if you can get a control of what comes out of your mouth, you can control every other area of your life. So how do we do that? How do we control our tongues, our words? James has already given us a first step in that. In James chapter 1, verse 19, he says that we are to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. And if we followed that, if we listened to what was being said, if we didn't think that we had to respond to everything immediately, if we weren't thinking about, hey, what should I say about this? Or if we notice that, hey, I'm getting angry, and we just pause for a moment and settle down, a lot of miscommunication and misunderstandings would be reduced. We would communicate more effectively. But when it comes to communication, we also need wisdom. Wisdom is the knowledge for living life well, living the life that God has for us. So how do we gain wisdom? Again, James has already told us. We gain wisdom through prayer. In James chapter 1, verse 5, he says that we are to ask God for wisdom, and God will give it to us generously. So we are to pray. But not only are we to pray, but we are also to study God's word. In James chapter 1, verse 22, he says, don't be just hearers of the word, but be doers of the word as well. That means we need to know what God's word says. We need to study it. We need to read it. And then we need to apply it to our lives. And in this way, we gain the wisdom we need. So how do we live by faith in our communication? We get a control over what comes out of our mouth, what comes out of our fingers as we type. And we live by wisdom. So our bottom line for this week is this: a disciple of Jesus seeks to live by the wisdom God gives to live the right life. A disciple of Jesus seeks to live by the wisdom God gives to live the right life. And that starts with controlling our tongues. Our challenge this week is this: to pray each day for wisdom. Wisdom for ourselves, wisdom for our church family, wisdom for our friends and family. Ask God to grant us wisdom. Hey, have a wonderful rest of the week. Thanks for watching. And if there's anything that I can do for you, if there's a prayer request I can be praying for you about, let me know. Send me a message. I'd like to help you where I can. Have a great rest of the week, and God bless.